All right, my lovers, we did it. We did another week of life. Congratulations. Happy to be here with you all. I'm MJ. I do these daily tarots. I run a brand called Alta Love. I teach lots of yoga, meditation, breath work, and of course, I read tarot for people. There's merchandise, a book, and online courses. Mostly, I just hope, please, God, as a human species, that we can find a way to stay grounded and loving and dignified through this incredible global change, and stay true to yourself, to thine own self. Be true. We're powerful beings, and of course we can abuse that power. We can see those abuses around the world, but we have the power for good, like Frodo in the Lord of the Rings and Harry P. We can overcome the darkness in our lives and in the world, and right and rise. So what a great card for a Friday reading. Jupiter's abundance. There's the only entertainment or media that I ingest these days is astrological updates from a few of my fave readers on YouTube. Nothing else has grabbed me these days. If you have any recommends for bingeable, to be fair, just the incessant violence or overdone drama, I just don't seem to be or resonating with. So yeah, I watch astrological updates as my news, you could say. And yeah, the Jupiter is hitting up again, I think, against Saturn. Basically, Jupiter is meant to be a benevolent bringing of good fortune. At the same time, Uranus has been moving through Taurus, shaking things up, but at the same time, the shakeups are helping us to get really grounded about abundance. Now, increasingly, I think, as a species, our value systems are changing. Recognize abundance isn't necessarily materiality, as in we're moving away as a species from equating our personal value and worth to the amount of material wealth we've accumulated. Abundance can be abundance of spirit. Abundance can be abundance of good health. Abundance could be any number of food, like a lot of us probably have the urge to want to grow our own food. And I mean, in truth, that's kind of a lot of the concept of the stuff. The earth herself is like incredibly abundant. And it's I would dare say it's our severe and multi-generational disconnection from earth, natural cycles, and all that jazz that has sort of led us to the psycho-spiritual, insane, wounding, war after war, and power coups, and resource coups, and all this kind of shit that is polarizing us, I think, to the point that maybe some will go down the kind of selling their soul to AI or some razzmatazz, or just ultimate control, so you don't have to think for yourself, or really, just anywho, versus the kind of constellation of folk that would like to harmonize with the planet and tap their own technological infinite intelligent resource as an infinite being, and channel that intelligence with the cycles of the planet, so that we can harmonize and live well on this planet, ideally in greater harmony. And I really am, at this point, because so often people have been like, you're too idealistic, you're unrealistic, you're ridiculous or something, and I increasingly, after all these years and continuing, I'm like, why is that ridiculous though? Like, why is it seemingly ridiculous for people that we can make the world a better place? Yeah. It's like, we're doomed. I'm like, okay, it's horrible to think that way, I don't get it necessarily. I'm like, if you have a choice to think one way or think another way, personally, I'm not saying live in denial, I'm saying when you have a choice, and often we do without even realizing it, like I can shift my perception a little bit, I can look at things a little bit, hence spiritual guidance. To me, and like many others, it's been the You could say higher vibration, or just simply a spiritual, more compassionate, more loving perspective that helps us ground a better feeling state. That's all. You know, and I guess that's part of it, where a lot of the spiritual stuff does go way out there, and it can be good fun on an intellectual level just to kind of abstract and go to these spaces. But if those spiritual concepts are not necessarily helping you live your physical earthly life, then, you know, I would say maybe lay them down until you can figure out how to be in your body on the planet, kind of thing, and relate to people in the present moment. And that's a big thing. It's like just our personal one-on-one relationships, right? They show us a lot. And I guess what they show us when we're self-reflective, it's up to us what we do with that information. You know, that's empowerment for you. Hala, 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 Shazam. Divine guidance and loving clarity for all my lovers. So Jupiter is our starting point for this Friday. This is probably, maybe for some of you, going to be a nice weekend, right? Although I gotta say, there's always these dynamics that make me be like, oh God, we can't escape it. You know, some of you might decide to go travel and lay down some stuff. I just saw the Ten of Pentacles, Jupiter, abundance. What? Right away when I saw that Ten of Pentacles, though, it was reversed, and it gave me the message again of coming in through the back door. So for some of you, this is like inheritance money. As in money that, like, you're not generating yourself, but ends up in your bank account or ends up coming for you. Some of you, it could be that abundance. It could be a little lottery win. It could be a bit of a, what's a redundancy package or something that forces you to lay one thing down, or just go, you know, I'm not going to do like this anymore, and go travel. Go on a bit of a gap year. Or in adult terms, sabbatical. Some of you got to break, I'm hearing it, you've got to break free. You've got to break free, my lovers. There's something going on here. There's an imbalance, possibly. King of Cups. This is Scorpio, Gemini. Nope, not a Gemini. Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. There it is. Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, reversed. That's more than likely for some of you what you may be laying down. In these general tune-ins, I would say don't worry about the gender. This king could be a queen, or whatever your preference is. I mean, it could be them going away. It could be them laying down something. But I'm getting a sense that this is the Hermit being like, there's this deep reflection work going on that's ushering you to go. Maybe it's being in a dynamic where you feel isolated, or being in a dynamic where you feel sick, like it's going around in some depressing cycle even. And break free. There's something that's like, I just gotta go travel. I just gotta lay this thing down because this thing ain't working. Work. Where did it go? It's not working. Especially because this King of Cups is focused elsewhere. I get a sense that this individual is incredibly distracted, maybe looking other way, or looking other ways type of thing. Divine guidance, loving clarity. Lying, cheating, stealing, possibly. Seven of Swords, like, yeah, so the Hermit mode, it's almost been forced. It's not like you've gone within to seek. You've just been maybe isolated or neglected, or classic silent treatment vibratory. And then the shift is like, I'm out. I sometimes I have I think we all, maybe at a certain stage of life, we recognize we all have patterns. And like, what's on? It's like, oh God, honestly, could you, because I think at a certain point in one's maybe spiritual evolution, you don't want to grieve. You do want to grieve. You don't want to be holding grievance. You don't want to be like, where's on your deck? You'd rather find the harmony and self-responsibility and go, oh my gosh, I can see why that didn't work, or I can see my part in that, or I can see, forgive, release, let go, lay it down, nail it down. It's over. Put the medallions up. Look at all that I've been through. Great. And now go. Be free. My lovers. That's success. There's success in the freedom here. This is a big, huge thing, especially for a generational shift. It's that the way things have been done are not going to be our future. The way we relate, the way we value ourselves, the way we value things in the world, the way, blah, 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 blah. All of that is starting to shift. Some of you could maybe rope in the support of a shaman. Some of you might be stepping into some healing modalities yourself. There is a lot of success coming through. Plus, I dare say this is you, this King of Cups, and you're like, I just can't figure out, and I've got to let it go, and I can't do it like this. If it's just a full life thing rather than like a relationship thing, I think for some of you, just taking that sabbatical, taking that break, taking that trip is what's going to usher in a feeling of support. So you're going to turn your life around, basically, and or maybe stepping out of a toxic situation and giving yourself permission to be free. That's what's going to turn your life around. More harmony, more success coming in. But again, these changes and or this shift in perception is likely going to have to take place. Festivity card is here, which is making me think that, yeah, there might be like a party or a festive occasion. What is it? There's one of those conventional holidays coming up, Valentine's Day. So yeah, maybe there'd be some romantic Shazam. I've told stories about my life, but like conventional holidays often, I think, put a lot of pressure on people that are on their own. And so, Shazam. Let's be each other's company, when your life doesn't particularly fit into those conventionally contained holiday markers. Let's be festive every day, my loves, because you are great. And the world, the universe, the cosmos, this experience does love you. Even when we feel like the biggest poo-poo. I'm not going to carry on. I'm annoying myself. So have a great day, you guys. If it resonated, give me a like. Feel free. I really appreciate your guys' comments. I am kind of ramping up and trying to reply more, especially on the YouTube. Feel free to join our Patreon community. I released a little yoga video on the Patreon community yesterday. I do those probably maybe twice a month or so, like just these 5, sometimes 10 minutes. But I sort of look at it like in our busy lives, you get a link, you tune in, it's just going to be a quick little breather, mover, because increasingly I'm finding just a little bit every day is often better than just trying to get to like an hour-and-a-half class or a workshop once a month or something like that. At the same time, I'm aware of meeting people in the physical, starting to get back into like the physical reality, and just holding space for this technology, because lots of discernment I think is required. Those of us who work online, make money online, I think it's something to really hold space for, as far as like how we see the world changing and what our hearts really truly align with. Peace be with you all. I love you. Thank you for being my internet friends. Thank you for supporting All to Love, to just bring more love in the world. Like we can do it. Doesn't mean we're all gonna get along and sing kumbaya, but I think we can love ourselves, love the world, have more compassion, empathy, vulnerability, humility, and hopefully lay down these sort of long-standing generational power constructs, and be better, be healthier, be more whole, it's just such a dream, isn't it? It's such a beautiful dream to think of living in peace and harmony on this beautiful, beautiful planet, and like wanting to look after her rather than trashing her and raping her and all that kind of stuff. Oh, way to finish on a downer, MJ. Anyway, love you guys. Have a fantastic weekend. I'll be putting out the week ahead readings on the Patreon community. I am going away next week. I am going to be on a retreat, so I'm not going to probably do too much, if any, work at all, because it's a busy schedule. But if I do get to do a little quick hala, I will. Or I'll send some pictures from Madeira. I'm visiting Yotown, Madeira. It's one of the retreats I've worked at for like 12 years as a teacher, and I'm so grateful for that place, and it's really beautiful, and it's a great product. So check it out. Otherwise, I'll see you guys on the other side. Al traversiamo. Peace out.